All right, round kick, downward angle. One of the harder round kicks. Right, getting your hip over in a round kick is hard enough. Right, this one is downward angle. You're chopping down. Right, from your good fight stance, I like to know, like, hey, I'm kind of out of that. I'm in that round kick zone. I'm not in punching zone. I'm here. He's away from me here. Hey, buddy, stay back. Whatever it is, whatever the context is, right, downward angle. See where that knee is. Like front kick, we're just talking about is doing my aiming. That knee is coming on a downward angle. I'm pointing my knee down towards the floor. Knee's gonna come up if they're not getting their knee up. If they're just doing this low little round kick there, it's gonna be a lot harder for them. You've got to get your knee up and boom, get your hip over with your pivot. And knee up, boom, and drive down. You've got to get your hip in. Right here, chopping down. Whether you might decide to chop down in the back of somebody's knee and drive them down. A lot of different uses for this one, as well as just penetrating in to somebody that might be standing at an odd position. Right? If you get somebody and you're like, they're really heat, you can just come and just chop down on that leg on a downward angle. Questions on downward angle, when to use it, anything I missed? Trying to be quick.
I struggle on the pivot foot. So is it a pivot or is it kind of like a mini step? I don't know how to ask that question.
You just did? Yeah. All right. So from here, look, I like, if somebody's having trouble with pivoting, have them step into it, right? And that step's a little bit of telegraph, but there's also context where I'm like, I feel a little bit off. See where I'm at here? Like I'm a little bit off of this target. I'm not, generally speaking, I'm straddling that round kick target. Right? That's where my power is, right there in a round kick. Right? That now it's the end of the power, if nothing there. I might decide to step through on that situation there. Right? But when people are having trouble, hey, step in that direction. Get their knee. Hey, step in that direction. It's a telegraph. We don't want to be doing it. I want to be up on the balls of my feet. Hey, I missed that punch, whatever the scenario is. Now I'm pivoting on that foot. That answer your question? That first one's it's a help to get somebody to start to pivot, or you might need to be stepping into the kick to get yourself in line with the target. Is where I'll do it a lot. Like I whoop, and I'm going to step in to get myself in position for power on that round kick because I was out of position. So I'm stepping at the same time and just using the step in the fight to put, instead of like, I'm not going to step and pivot, right? You're doing it all as one.
Off center.
Yeah.
Off center.
Yeah. You know, pivot. You got, if you learn round kicks in shoes, you learned it the wrong way. You are like, I burnt my feet, like the blisters on my feet when I was a white belt. I will never forget like how much that burnt my foot, and just pivoting, and just like one class and be like, oh, my feet are soft, and then like huge blister, huge. It was terrible in there. So you don't forget about pivot. Like you learn it, and you're like, okay, that's how you do it. And then downward angle round kick.
It's not a downward angle specific question, but people always hold the pad wrong. How do you?
Yeah, you just like that visual. Like I try to constantly or like come over and go. There's no reference in the fight. This is what I think for most people, that they're trying to fight the person or give some sort of fight context or in there that, hey, he's just holding the pad. Like, be safe, hold it on your quad. We don't want to hold it on the knee. You know, you don't want to get your knee jacked up. You know, the forward, put pressure on it, all that stuff. And they sometimes show it like, hey, this is where it's at. You know, I'm kicking with my shin, right? First, my instep, second on a round kick, just having them like see that where that pad needs to be, you know, and that's tough. Like, it's like breaking down your class and now you're teaching pad holding. But something you do, something you forget, like, hey, you don't know how to hold a pad. Anything? What's the next one?